What area are you in?
What town am I in?
Yeah, what area? Where are you now?
Oh, what area? Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start it, man. Let's start it. Okay, I'd like to know, are you only dealing with Kodak's legal matters, or you also working with other artists as the lawyer?
I have many clients. Some are well known besides Kodak. Some are very well known entertainers and football players, basketball players,
Yeah.
and as well as other individuals that are just charged with crimes that hire me that aren't so well known.
Yeah, maybe to the entertainers, we'd like to know maybe besides Kodak, maybe like who?
I've represented Dennis Rodman, Rod Wave,
Rod Wave.
DeAndre Baker. Let's see, Little Wayne.
Wayne, man.
Wayne. Little Yachty.
Reality.
Yachty. Let's see. DMX.
Yes. Oh, DMX.
DMX. He was great. Let's see. YNW Melly for a period of time.
Yeah.
He's another rapper and a local rapper. XXX. I represented him on a bond hearing. Let's see. NLE Choppa.
Yeah.
Pooh Shiesty.
Okay, okay.
A Boogie with a Hoodie.
Yeah, I heard of him. I heard of him.
Vanilla Ice. I represented a lot of people.
A lot of people, yeah. Man,
a lot of people.
Somebody like Polo G.
Polo G, yep. I represented Polo G. I still represent Polo G.
Yeah, I just passed this through your idea and I saw that. One among of the cases of him, yeah. So
absolutely.
Yeah, Kodak has been charged for different cases. Why do you think he's more into that? Do you think he's a person of committing wrong very rare?
You know, it's interesting. You know, Kodak's been accused of different things. Most of them are very minor criminal infractions, and I think it's because of his stature as a well-known individual. Sometimes that hurts you. A lot of people think that it helps you in criminal cases, but I think that it really hurts the individual. A lot of cases that I would have got dismissed because if it was just anybody, because the cases are so weak, they want to pursue because it's Kodak. So it makes things a little bit more difficult, but we do our job and we do it very well, and we've been very lucky throughout my career of representing these individuals very successfully.
Yeah, so what maybe the hardest case that you can't forget about Kodak is, what was the hardest case of Kodak?
I think it wasn't so much the case itself that was hard, but when he was charged federally with filling out a form incorrectly, I think that was one of the hardest cases, just because it was a federal case. He was scoring a lot of prison time at the time. And it was difficult because, if you follow the letter of the law, they would have said that he broke the law because he wrote something on the application that was incorrect. But really, that charge, no one gets charged with that charge. There's convicted felons that put bad things down on those applications, and he was not a convicted felon at the time. That never get charged. I think they charged that specifically because he was Kodak. So he ended up getting, I think, 46 months on that case, or 48 months on that case. And that was the case that we ended up getting him out of prison because of President Trump gave him a commutation, meaning the president of the United States let him out of prison early because of the good work that he does with charities.
Yeah, you mean it was 2021 on January?
What'd you say?
It was 2021 on January?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. He was together with Wayne, man, right?
He was together with Wayne. I also represented Little Wayne. Little Wayne got a pardon.
Yeah, so together they got pardon, but Donald Trump.
Correct. I represented both individuals, and one was let out of jail early, got a pardon, and the other one never got sentenced. He got a pardon before he got sentenced.
Yeah. So again, why do you think young rappers are mostly found guilty for illegal gun ownership and drugs issues? Why is it most true to them?
Well, I think that a couple things come into play. I think that when you get money very quickly, it could be that you're subjecting yourself to other individuals that you grew up with, or other individuals that are in your city that don't understand the dynamics of becoming famous. Well, I don't want to say overnight, because a lot of these guys, it took years to get there, but all of a sudden the fame hits, the money hits, and then you still have those same friends or same acquaintances from the town that you're from or the city that you're from, and they're still doing the same things they were doing before you became famous. So if you associate with those individuals, sometimes you get caught up in that same world that they're in. So it's a difficult thing to separate yourself, and separate yourself quickly, because all of a sudden, if all your friends from the past 10 years, and then all of a sudden you become famous and you have some money, you can move out of that neighborhood. Those individuals tend to follow you to wherever you go, because you're kind of the meal ticket. So I think it's a difficult thing for any young individual. When you get famous 17, 18 years old, it's very difficult to navigate that world without a mentor or without someone helping you.
Yeah, so you think maybe the gangsters, maybe that can lead them into that?
I think that you just have to be very careful as a young individual making a lot of money and getting that fame overnight. You have to be very careful who you keep around you, who your friends are, who you decide to associate with, because it turns into the people you associate with, you become whoever they are. So you really want to associate yourself with successful individuals that have same goals in mind, individuals that want to get out of the situation they're in, whether it be poverty or whether it be someone that just got out of prison, they want to change their life. Someone that wants to be, you got to surround yourself with positivity, and you have to surround yourself with people that are vying for success, as opposed to individuals. You don't want anchors. That's what I always say. You don't want someone holding you back.
Yeah, some, are moving from poverty families. So how can they associate with successful people? It's giving them hard times, because the streets where they lived before, it's giving them hard times maybe to associate themselves with successful people.
You got it. That's really the key, is to associate with successful people. If you're not going to associate yourself with successful people, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. If you want to reach another level of success, you always are striving to get into a circle that is more successful than you are. So if you're just starting out in the music business, then you want to find someone that's been doing it for a little while. And then when you get to that level, you want to find someone that's doing it for a lot longer than that. So, you want to keep kind of, and I always say, when I say reinventing yourself, it doesn't mean to leave any of yourself behind, but it means to advance. It means to evolve into an individual that's, business savvy. You understand where your money's going. You understand how to spend that money, and you understand how to invest the money, and continue to do that. Continue to learn every day from your mistakes, and also evolve into an individual. You look at a Jay-Z or a Diddy, any of the guys that are very successful. Every year, if you look at their career, they have evolved and they have surpassed the year before. So if you're not willing to do that, you don't get to that level.
So career, maybe as a lawyer, what is the reason behind most of rappers being shot to death at young age? What should be done to protect them and end this problem?
It's a difficult question. It's the same thing when you say to people, when an individual is ready to change, that's when the individual changes. You can't force someone to do it. So some people say, oh, record companies should be responsible, or their manager should be responsible, or someone should be responsible. Ultimately, it's up to the individual to be responsible. It's up to that individual entertainer to want to learn to do better. I always suggest if they can get a mentor when they're younger, to get a mentor to kind of walk them through the process and see what's going on. But again, even a mentor can only do so much. If the individual's not ready to change, if the individual's not ready to evolve and wanting to become, you know, something even better than they are now, then you know, it doesn't matter who they have as a mentor. They have to be willing to change. So, you know, it doesn't matter what you put in front of them or who you give to them, or if you watch them 24 hours a day, you give them 24-hour-a-day security. It always comes down to the individual, and if they're ready to change, or if they're ready to learn, or if they're ready to evolve,
of course,
then they will be successful.
Then, what was the hardness of working with Kodak Black? Did you get any hardness on working on his cases? Can you share the experience?
Kodak's a great individual. He's one of the nicest kids you'll come across, one of the most generous kids you'll come across. He's an individual that really he is street savvy. I think that he knows you know, what people want from him, and it's difficult, I think, for him to say no to some people. So, and that happens to a lot of young people. So getting to the point where, you know, like I said before, you evolve. Like I've represented him for 7 years, and I've seen him make the climb and start evolving with the different people he hangs out with or how he handles business. And I'm very, you know, I'm always proud of my clients when they're successful. So when I see him reaching new heights of success, that makes me very proud that I was a part of it. But he is a great individual, very big-hearted, funny guy, like very funny, great sense of humor. And I think that his writing abilities, you know, I'm no expert in music, but I can tell you, I've been a fan of hip hop since I was in high school. And I think his writing abilities are second to none. He's got a very good sense of what's popular and a very good sense of what will make a hit. And I think he does a great job. Like I said, I just think that he's a very, very genuine individual. You get exactly what you see with Kodak.
Yeah, then you said he's the best screen. But firstly, how was it for the first time? How was it you being associated to Kodak? First time.
The first time was, so he was in trouble. I think he was about 17 years old. He was in trouble, 17 or 18. He was in trouble with like.
He was in Florida?
It was in Florida. He was in trouble for a violation of probation. He was on probation for a case that probably he shouldn't have pled out. It was a very beatable case, but I wasn't his attorney at the time. And he was on probation for that case, and they said he violated that probation with some minor infraction. But the state wanted to put him away for like 8 years. So I was called to represent him. I came in, I took over for his 2 lawyers that he had before me that really probably didn't do as good of a job as he hoped because they went to a violation of probation hearing and lost very badly. So I was called in to do the sentencing. So the judge ended up not giving him the 8 years. I think he gave him time served and put him back on probation. So that was the first time that I met Kodak and was able to resolve a case for him successfully. And then after that, we had many more successes after that, and we were able to really move him forward.
Then he became your client till now, yeah?
Correct.
Then do you think it's right for rappers to possess gun? What are the legal requirements in US in possession of fire weapon?
So the legal requirements are if you have it on you, it just depends on the state. Some states require a carrying concealed weapon permit. Some states allow you to carry it outwardly, meaning you can just put it on your hip. They don't allow concealed carry. Some states allow exposed carry. But in any case, you can't be a convicted felon. So as long as you're not a convicted felon, you have the right to bear arms. You can carry a weapon in some states, like I said, with a carry permit. In other states, they might have more laxed permission Florida is a concealed weapons state, so you have to have a concealed weapons permit to carry it. Unless your bodyguard is carrying it, you can keep it in your car, but it has to be kept in a certain way so that you don't have immediate access to it. But
Yeah.
I think that most entertainers, not just rappers, and I don't even like to say rappers because a lot of people associate rappers as something bad. I usually say entertainers because they don't just sing. Some of them are amazing dancers. Some of them are amazing singers. Some of them are amazing lyricists. So, you know, these guys usually have multitudes of talent. But I think a lot of entertainers, not just people in the hip hop world, but I think a lot of entertainers would like to carry something to keep them safe. Because that world is a very dangerous world. You know, you've seen a lot of these entertainers get shot over, you know, they wear expensive jewelry or expensive watches, carry an excessive amount of cash on them. And with Instagram and Twitter, it's a very dangerous situation. So I think that a lot of them want to carry because of the situations they're put in or the threats they receive. So I think that's why a lot of entertainers might want to carry a firearm.
Yes, last time we saw Kodak Black was in IG Live, and he says, he told one of his fans to stop recording him just because he saw what happened to PNB Rock. So what do you have to say about rappers nowadays fearing to keep up their location just because of the death
I think
PNB Rock?
Yeah, I think it's like I said before, it's a very dangerous it's a dangerous world that we live in. I don't think that you know, that they're wrong for not wanting their location sent out. I always tell my clients, if you want to post something, post it, you know, days after you left that location. But when you post something contemporaneously with where you are, people are going to want to go there. And it causes nothing but trouble.
Nothing but trouble.
Correct.
Yeah, and what can you say about LA, Los Angeles, where mass shootings are happening?
I mean, listen, LA, especially now. I don't know what their governor is doing in California or the mayor of Los Angeles is doing for all the violence. But LA has been you know, getting more and more violent throughout the years. It's not something new. It's been happening over the past at least year, where Los Angeles is becoming, like I said, more and more violent to the point now where most entertainers don't even want to go to Los Angeles to entertain. There's videos of people, you know, getting chased down on the street for their watch. So, you know, I don't think that Los Angeles. Yeah, I don't think Los Angeles is a place that most individuals want to go without significant security.
I got you. So, is it important for rappers to have gun? Is it important? Any importance of that?
Is it important for them to have a gun?
Yeah, is it important?
I mean, listen, it's important for them to have security. If they can legally carry a gun, I always recommend if they can legally carry one, sure, why not? But I think that the best case scenario and the best option is to have a significant amount of security so that security can handle any situation. I don't ever think that an individual should get involved, you know, with, you know, a violent situation because, you know, most entertainers are not trained in that field. You know, someone that just has a gun on them isn't trained to do those sort of things. So I would always suggest individuals be, you know, that are carrying a weapon be trained to use the weapon effectively.
Yes, thanks for your time, Mr. Bradford Cohen. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. My friend, anytime. It is my pleasure. Very nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on. Anything I can do in the future, you let me know.